just been one of those days. Still trying to get stuff sorted, even though I've been moved in here for quite a while now. Still getting wardrobes and stuff like that organized. Hope everyone's well. I'll wait for a few people to come on, and in between that I'll just do my skincare. I finally got my e.l.f. If you remember, my curler, Pro Eyelash Curler broke. This is the e.l.f. Pro eyelash curler. Really, really good. The one I had before must have been 6 years I had it. So these are really good, guys, and they're not very cost effective or costly. It's the Pro Eyelash Curler. So let me just cleanse the face. These are just my Cellar Cleansing facial wipes from Superdrug. So if you would have seen my post, I got the Eyelure Brow tint, but I have a 48-hour test on it now at the minute. So what that means is you have to mix it up, put it behind your ear, leave it for 48 hours, and if you don't get a reaction, then it's safe to use. So hi Rumpelstiltskin, how are you? I'm literally just on a couple of minutes. How are you today? Or tonight, I should say. How's your week been now that it's Wednesday? Busy? Mine's been a bit chaotic. It was the first overnight I did last night that usually I don't get sleep, and I always say I don't get a lot of sleep, but actually only got 1 hour sleep last night. So when I came home this morning, I think I fell asleep for like 3 or 4 hours. It was just really hectic on the overnight, basically. Okay. Doing awesome. Waiting Diwali celebrations. Oh, amazing. When is that happening? You doing anything for us? I think the big thing over here is just going to be, the next big thing is going to be Halloween. I'm not a huge fan of Halloween. I was talking to friends today. They were saying, what are you going to do for it? That kind of thing. And I'm actually not really. I don't think I'm going to do much. I've never really been a Halloween person. So when are your Diwali celebrations happening? So today, guys, what we're going to do is go in with the Revolution. I'm just cleansing and prepping the face. The Neutrals Passions palette, and this is from Revolution. And this is what it looks like. It's got a huge array of colours that we could do. So we're going to do that. I'm going to get the skin ready, foundation, everything else is going to be done. So let me just finish this. But I hope you guys are well. If you're new here, my name is Kira. Outside of YouTube, I'm a support worker for young adults with autism and Down syndrome. And then here I do makeup, obviously, as well. So take a look at the channel. Sorry, Rumpelstiltskin. You're actually waiting for people to leave you alone while they celebrate Diwali elsewhere. I'll celebrate alone. It's better that way. Yeah. Oh, hi, Tassos. You're here. How are you? Yeah, I am. What are you planning to do, Rumpelstiltskin? How are you, Tassos? How have things been? October 20th is the main day, but it's a 5-day festival. Okay. What are you gonna just celebrate it your own way? So what I'm going to do, guys, is use the e.l.f. putty primer, poreless putty primer. I'm doing really good with this. So what that means is that if you go onto a no buy, you just basically buy whatever you buy, you use up until it's finished to get it. So this is what it is. It's definitely nearly finished. This is the e.l.f. poreless putty primer. It's thicker, and so a primer that's thicker in the summer, or sorry, in the winter, is going to keep the foundation on longer, because obviously it's a thicker kind of consistency. It's going to keep your foundation on. But how have you been, Tassos? And so not too long then, October 20th, I'll sit in my balcony and enjoy my beverage. Common terrace can get dangerous during Diwali fireworks. Yeah, I can imagine. I can absolutely imagine that. So I'm just rubbing this in. They celebrate it in Oxford too. They have celebrations in Oxford and London. Okay, so I've just really settled that into the skin. That's the e.l.f. Putty Poreless Primer. I'm going to let that kind of sit for 30 seconds before we go on to the next thing. Tassos, the boss, noticed that I'm struggling a bit, only doing nights, so he offered to put me morning shifts now. That's good, so you get some time to yourself and body can regulate again. Nights I do nights. I did one last night and I think I got an hour's sleep throughout the whole thing. So yeah, I got home and I had to rest. I'm running out of space here, guys. But that's good, Tassos, that you actually got days now instead of always doing nights. Rumpelstiltskin, good for you, Tassos. Yes, it is, absolutely. So what I'm going to do, guys, is go in with an eye cream. Now, this is almost gone, guys. This is the caffeine, the Inky List. Now, these are really, really cost effective, but it's got caffeine. Anything under the eye with caffeine is going to be amazing. I will say, if you're new here, guys, definitely take a look at the channel. If you're interested in beauty or mental health, you can have a look over there. And if you like it, you can subscribe. So that's what that is, guys. So if you suffer from like dark circles, kind of red under eye, tiredness, anything with caffeine is going to really help. Let me just catch up. How are you, Kira? Tell us. I'm okay. Not amazing at the minute. Just kind of managing my health around waiting for this MRI result, the infamous MRI result my friend Sophie said today. She was like, because she said, are we going to get it? Are we not going to? So yeah, I don't know, but it's just managing the symptoms around it. And night shifts aren't helping either. In carers, in carer position, there's something called an overnight and a waking night. And a waking night is basically as it sounds. You basically have to stay awake and look after the patients. And I was only supposed to be on like an overnight as such, but one of the patients just didn't, let's just say there was issues. So I didn't get to sleep. I got about an hour's sleep there. So yeah, it didn't help. But yeah, I'm just going to catch up with my friend Sophie this weekend. We're going to go to Blenheim Palace and walk around, take her dog Tara around there. Rumpelstiltskin. You've got to master the fainting technique for some leeway at work. Don't overdo it though. The right balance is key. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Honestly, that for me, I'm not too far away from that. That's giving me ideas now. But yeah, it's not good, is it, when you don't feel well and you have to work full time? It's just not. It's just in itself doesn't sound good. But Tassos, I'm glad that you were able to get off the night shifts now for a while. So guys, this is the Tinted Hydrator from Wet n Wild. It doesn't have an SPF. My moisturizer had SPF 30. This is Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator. And it says sheer to medium. So we're going to pop that on. So it is a tinted hydrator. It's not a full coverage foundation, even though it says medium. So I'm just going to pop this on. This is what it looks like. I always just warm it to the skin. So definitely pop on your SPF underneath that, guys. But yeah, tiredness is just, oh my God, guys, it's just too much sometimes, particularly if you have in carer kind of, if you're in an office, you can walk away from your desk, get a coffee, go outside, get some fresh air. But if you're in the service industry or carers or anything like that, or nursing, you're on the go constantly. So if you do get that bout of tiredness or anything like that, there's nothing you can do about it. You have to just power through it. And so that's probably what makes it a little bit more, sorry, I'll just catch up, guys. Sorry. Tassos, you look so beautiful and fresh. Thank you. I don't feel like it. Rumpelstiltskin, once in a while, Tassos, to garner some sympathy, but not too much to bother to get fired. Absolutely. Hi, Nicole. Thank you for joining. Rumpelstiltskin, yes, she does look refreshed today. Nicole, are you from Ireland? Yes, I'm from Dublin in Ireland. I'm living currently in the Oxford in the UK, but I'm from Dublin. Refreshed, yes. Thank you for that. I don't feel it, guys. Who's seen me today? My gosh, it was hard to even get out of my pajamas today. I hate when I get to that point, guys, when, those kind of things start to kind of come in on top of you, That's why I couldn't really go on I couldn't go on Sunday. I just felt so kind of tired. But guys, if you're new here, my name is Kira Nicole. I don't think you've been here before. So I do makeup tutorials and mental health, but I also, outside of this, I am a support worker for young adults with Down syndrome and autism. So here I do kind of makeup tutorials, and that's what I do outside. But what do you mean, guys? I don't get it. Sleep during work. Well, for me, that's what I mean is that when we do an overnight, you either do like a sleeping overnight, which means that you get the guys' meds, you get all, make sure everything is done before they go to bed, and then you go to sleep, or you do a waking night where somebody might be on like a tube to feed. You have to be awake constantly. So it depends what house you're in. So for where I am, usually it's you sleep usually, but last night, let's just say I can't obviously for I can't give out all the information, but they just didn't sleep for until about 5 a.m. and then I got to sleep about 5:30 and I had to be up at 6:30. So yeah, it's just their behavior. That's all I can say is they were struggling to regulate their behavior, shall we say, or their emotions. Um so yeah, so that's usually, but in some other houses, Tassos, you do have to do a waking night where you are awake because you have to check on patients for seizures. You have to make sure that their oxygen is on. There's lots of things, but I'm not in a house like that currently. So yeah, so that's basically what. And to be honest, even when you do a sleeping night over, you can't really fully sleep because you're responsible for all these people. I can't anyway. I can't. You can sleep. There is like an employee sleeping room, but like I can't sleep knowing they're all there, and I just can't. I kind of drift off, but I never fully sleep comfortably there, because you're responsible for them still, until you leave. So, um, Rumpelstiltskin, not sleep, Tassos, fainting like losing consciousness. Tassos, you said you're at a workplace or a client's house. No, so they're all in supported living, which means that the council own the houses, and then those people's families have place them where we work. So there's 4 people where I work that need to be constantly looked after, and so we all kind of hand over to each other every day. So we'll do full days or overnights, and that's how it kind of goes. But it's the government that kind of put them in these like housing, I guess is what you would call it. Rumpelstiltskin, I reckon you don't handle emergency wards. No, I don't. I've handled emergencies, as in having to give CPR and stuff like that, those kind of situations. But no, I haven't been in a ward to do that. But yeah, it's just getting, I think, to the point now where it's just a bit kind of taking over, shall we say. So it's because the writing's coming off it, but I should know by the actual detail. This is Rimmel, the multitasker color corrector and concealer, but you can see by the design, guys, that it's very similar to Tarte Shape Tape, which isn't their higher end concealer. So Rumpelstiltskin buffering. Tassos, I remember when I was doing some night shifts at a care home, sometimes I would eat McDonald's before the shift, so you can imagine how crappy I felt. Oh gosh, no, I don't. I try to make all my own stuff now. I think I've one of my friends, guys, she said, Kira, download the app. Is it Yaku? And so you'll know what I mean. It's related to what we're saying. So I downloaded it, and basically you can take a picture of anything in the supermarket, guys, go to the barcode, and it will tell you if it's good or bad for you to eat. It's crazy. So she was going through the house looking at all the food in the cupboards and stuff, and she had her phone on the Yaku, and like it everything she was taking pictures of, it was saying good, bad, good. So now she just has it in my head. So now I've been like making my own lunch, bringing it to work, all that kind of stuff. But I can see how easy it would be to fall into that kind of fast food kind of, because you don't have a lot of time and things like that. But definitely. Kaya, hi Tassos and Kira. Kaya, Tassos. Yes, he's on. I know. Yes, Tassos, you're quite popular here. At least that gives you a little bit of a confident boost. For sure. We all like catching up with each other, don't we? But yes, it's called Yaku. You've probably heard of it before if you're into kind of health and stuff like that. It's basically an app for either Android or iPhone. And it has a camera enabled. So you can go into, like, it doesn't have to just be food, guys. You could go into, say, a store and say, I've got sensitive skin, I want to know if this moisturizer is okay for me. Literally all you do is you pick up the bottle, you put your phone to it, it has the little oh gosh, now it's got barcode, and it will tell you, you know, it'll tell you if it's good for you or not. So really, really good. I've been finding it really useful. So okay, starting to look a little bit more normal. No, I didn't feel too good today. Didn't feel good at all today. So I really wasn't sure whether I should come on or not, but I don't want to kind of let you guys down either, you know. So Evil Eye, hello. Ghost Freak, you look white today. Okay. Okay. So that's just kind of settled in. You can still see there's redness, guys, so I am going to go in, but I do suffer from redness, particularly in the kind of autumn time anyway. So we're going to go back in with that concealer from Rimmel. Is that SpongeBob on your hand? No, you're funny. That was a beauty blender that people use to blend in foundations and concealers. Okay, so I've just done that, guys, because that's where the redness really hits me, you know, particularly in the weather, in this weather and stuff. So I'm going to go back in with the foundation brush, and I'm just going to, this piece of hair, guys, just wouldn't stay where it wanted to, and I'm just going to bring this around. Sorry, guys, just 1 second. One minute, guys. Just doing some things. I am here, don't worry, I'm just doing some things here. Okay, done. I didn't want them in, so they're not in. Okay, sorry guys. Some people just, I'm happy for everyone to be here who wants to be here, but if people are going to be nasty in any way, or, you know, I just don't keep them in anymore. It doesn't, I don't even read out their comments. Okay. Okay, so everything should be okay now, guys, but I don't keep people in like that. You know, I'm not going to be, I've seen people come off of lives completely and they don't want to go back on because of kind of comments they get from people that they don't even know. So I'm not going to kind of start that at all. So I could see certain, yeah, I thought it could have been Nitwit too, but I recognize Rumpelstiltskin. I actually know his like little photo now. I recognize it each time it comes up. But I thought it might have been Aiden as well. But he wasn't staying in. That's it, guys. I'm not having anyone mention. I have a lot of people mention physically about my appearance, which really annoys me and frustrates me. But, you know, there's always something said about my appearance when I'm on, and I've noticed that. There may be 1 or 2 lives where there hasn't been, but there's always something about my face or something like that, and I just get to a point where if I don't just remove them, hi Aiden. If I don't just remove them, it's just going to get to you. And I know people have had that experience. I've seen people that I follow on YouTube come off lives because that, you know, they were getting a lot of hate. I'm not saying I'm getting hate in any way. I'm just not going to kind of let it get to that, you know. So I won't, Kaya. Thank you. Tassos, is there a possibility to get a working visa in the UK to try to go back to care? I don't have the tier license or whatever you call it. I want to come back. Oh, you want to come back to the UK? Aren't you in Cyprus? The UK isn't in the best shape right now from a political standpoint, but I think a lot of places, I was trained up. So I was a teacher before I went into care at Tassos, and they actually trained me, and I did all their courses. So that's how I did it. You can have a social worker certificate or diploma if you want to, but when I started, they actually trained me up from scratch, basically. And there was a lot of people that were in different kind of careers before they came here, and they did just train you up. So I think it just depends on the company you go for, but absolutely you could do a course, I guess, if you wanted to, but it depends on the company really. Oh boy, he's like Beetlejuice. Aiden's here. Yeah, it's good. Glad to have you, Aiden. Okay. We were just saying other things about people that shouldn't really be saying certain things. Yeah, Kaya's here. How was school, Kaya? I know it's a little bit later for her. Okay, so we've kind of gotten the concealer down. Now we're just going to set everything. I'm going to be going in with the Revolution powder for under the eyes. And guys, I feel like I'm repeating myself on every live. I don't know if things are getting boring, let me know. Honestly, there was a request and I actually had it. I came in the mail today, actually. It was the Eylure tinted brow tint. And I put a poll up a couple of days ago, like, what would you guys like to see? And that was one of the things. So you have to do a 48-hour patch test. So it's behind my ear at the minute. So yeah, see if it doesn't aggravate me in any way, then yes, we'll go ahead with that on Saturday. So this is Makeup by Mario, and this is in their light. And this is just like, it is a sculpting, transforming skin enhancer. But I kind of use it just to warm up the skin. Oh, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, this is what it looks like. It's kind of a creamy consistency. Now, if you get a darker one, guys, what you can do is use it as a contour. I've got the lightest one, and I just use it to kind of brighten up the skin a bit. That's all. Okay. Okay, so all I'm going to do is go back in and use that same brush. And you see how it just kind of, the difference, it just kind of gives a little bit of a brightness to the skin. I certainly need it. I don't feel that I'm looking the healthiest at the minute, and that's when makeup and skin tints come into play. Okay. Okay. So that's kind of what we're looking at before we set everything with powder. Rumple How's Life. Rumpelstiltskin. I could never work in the medical field, don't get me wrong. I have immense respect for it, but it's not for me. No. Rumpelstiltskin at Tassos trudging along currently. Next week I'll be in high spirits. Well, let's hope we all are. It's always good to be in high spirits. Okay, I am looking for things here, guys, just so you know. Okay. Okay, I have a lot of friends actually, guys, that some of them do, but some of them have just completely gone off drinking completely. I guess it just depends. Tassos Drink Responsibly. So this is the Collections Mattifying Powder enriched with vitamin E, and it's an SPF 20, so that's good. I can see there is still redness on my skin, but we're not going to worry about it too much. So yeah, so Tassos, are you thinking of coming to the UK? Is that what you were saying? Okay, so I've literally set that all over the face. This is just SPF 20. You can see it's quite white, but it doesn't change any color. It's transparent. It's a setting powder with SPF 20. Now we're going to go in with that pink Revolution Super Matte Fix that I told you, and we're just going to go under the eyes with that. So I'm just going to get that little triangle puff that I usually have somewhere here. If not, we can just use a normal brush. I found it here. Okay. So I'll just show you what it looks like if you haven't seen it before. This is just a loose powder, and it's a baking pink powder, which you just pop under your eyes. You can put it all over the face if you want to, but I prefer to just use it under the eye. You get a little powder puff with it as well, like this. You can just kind of hang on to the back with that little thing, and you just pop it underneath like that. So that's what we're going to do. Hi, Ebony. How are you? It's nice to see you. At Tassos, doing so since 1999. Wow. Okay, I hope you're well, Ebony. So you see, guys, all it does is kind of brighten up. So you can see it's still like a bit pale under here, but what that pink, that's why I like the pink for under the eyes. Some people use it all over the face, and for me, I think that's a little bit too much. But under the eyes, I think it's much better. Yes, I'm sick of the holiday destination mentality. Oh, I think the line of work you're in is really highly stressful, a bit like mine. Um, but I'm sure you must get a lot of people on holiday that you have to kind of cater for just based on where you are. But you know, the UK isn't as good, I will say. Um, Good. Sorry, I haven't been on. Been busy with school. That's okay. Rumpelstiltskin, do you mean the mentality of the customers on holiday? Ebony, I'm sorry, but when will you next be on live? I'll next be on live tomorrow. I'm actually going to start doing Thursdays tomorrow at 8 o'clock UK time. But weekends, I'm on a Sunday, and then I'm on Mondays again. But I've started to do Thursdays, guys, so I'm going to be doing that. But I hope school is going well for you, Ebony. I know that the holidays, there's another week to go over here. There's another week to go here, and then the holidays start for the school for the October break. You feel sick, Ebony? Oh my goodness, what's wrong? What's really much? Is it like you feel physically sick, or I have a blocked nose and my stomach hurts? Oh, that's horrible. I hope you feel better soon. If it's like a nauseous pain, sometimes there's things you can get for that. There's anti-nausea tablets you can take. Oh. Okay, so that's kind of all set. I'm really sorry about that. I know what it's like when you don't feel good. Okay. But I hope you start to feel a little bit better soon. If you're not well, definitely go to bed for sure. We can always catch up, but I'll next be on live. You know, I'm always on Monday, Wednesdays. You're so glad you're back on. Oh, how is school going for you, Ebony? Is it going okay? Okay, so I think, guys, that's kind of the setting side of things done. I'm going to show you some bronzing drops now. I do have the Drunk Elephant bronzing drops, but I'm trying to switch them up a bit and use the other W7 ones. So school's going good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Even the packaging, guys, is the exact same. Well, almost the exact same as Drunk Elephant, because I do have the Drunk Elephant, but I'm trying to change them up every week. And this is the Golden Glow Drops by W7. I pop them on my hand and apply them like that. Some people just use their brush and go straight in. I'm actually just going to warm them up on my hand, and I'll just catch up with the rest. And I've got a little bit of water left. Tassos, it sounds like back, but it isn't. Oh, Tassos, no, I mean when all around you is just restaurants and hotels and people on holiday as it's setting up, as the setting off your life. Yeah, no, that must really, really be unusual, an unusual feeling, Tassos. It wouldn't be laid back for you, it might be for them, but it must feel like you're in like a constant kind of you subbed and like, thank you, Ebony. But yeah, Tassos, I definitely feel you with that one for sure. Because you're not in that mode, but everybody else around you is. So I kind of get you wanting to come back to kind of normal. And you're spamming here's. Okay. Hi, Abdul. Hi, Aiden. Again. So I'll just show you what it looks like, guys. This is what it looks like on the back of the hand. I always warm it up first. But Tassos, I do get that. I mean, you could come to the UK. It just depends kind of what industry you want to get into. But you'll find a lot of the care industries, they usually want to train you up at this point themselves. There's a lot of new things that have come in now that you need to be trained in for, and they usually will pay for you to be trained, and they'll pay for you to get a DBS check as well. That's what they did for me anyway. Okay, so all I did, guys, was kind of, I know a lot of people will put this on the skin, get their brush and go all the way around. I like to just put it specifically where I need it. So I'm going to use my Real Techniques contour brush, just a specific shape. Ebony, I meant hearts. I might not go to school tomorrow because I'm sick. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry about that. Do you think you should go to maybe your doctor? Or have you been to your doctor already? If it's nausea, there is, you know, anti-nausea tablets, but then it just depends on how you feel about taking tablets, you know. But I really feel for you. I'm sorry about that. It's the worst when you've got stomach pain because there's literally nothing you can do, you know, other than just wait for it to pass. So, um, I just, I feel you on that one. Um, and when you feel nauseous, the last thing you want to do is take a tablet for nausea because you don't want to feel that physical feeling of. But I do know what you mean. I do understand. Okay, so as you can see, guys, it just blends in. You've got more control when you put it on the back of your hand. If you want to go ahead and put it on, do that. But I feel like if you just dot it, you just get it specifically where you need it to be. So that's that. That's the W7 Golden Glow Drops. So if you are on a budget and you don't want the Drunk Elephant, these are amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing. Even better, I would say, in some respects. Let me just catch up. Oh, hi. Hi, Abdul. Come on, people, just subscribe. Thank you, Abdul. Leaf Elliott's official music channel. Hello, gorgeous. Hi, Leaf. Abid, I did. Tassos, please, people, subscribe so she won't close her channel in December. I'm just not sure where I fit into the YouTube algorithm, really. That's what I mean, Tassos. And I think, you know, if you look back at my channel, I've been doing it for so long, and I just maybe I'm falling into the trap of you need to have all these subscribers, but I don't know. I'm not falling into that trap. I'm just wondering if it's like relevant, if you know what I mean. But I do love coming on, chatting to you guys. The reviews are coming in. Like my poll was up, and people said they'd love to see a brow tutorial, which is coming up. But I don't know. It just affects your confidence, I think, Tassos, over time when you've been on a platform for so long that you just start to not take it personally, but just feel like maybe I'm not relevant, if you know what I mean. So that's kind of. But I'm hoping things get better by Christmas. I am. I'm hoping things get better. Okay. Let me catch up. Ebony, I've seen the doctors and you've gotten medicine. Ebony, please sub to her. She's amazing at makeup. Thank you. Abdul, my big sis is a doctor. I can tell my mum to tell her friends to subscribe. Oh, thank you, Abdul. Thank you. Hi, Kaya. How are you doing? Tassos. Ebony, no problem. And Abdul said hi. Okay. So that's kind of the bronzing drops done. I'm trying to see if I brought with me, I didn't, but they're just here, like a setting powder just for the bronzer. But yeah, guys, I just feel like everybody, it comes a point in time with everybody that you wonder, like, is this something to do, or should I kind of focus my energy on the writing side of things, or but don't get me wrong, guys, if I had that kind of algorithm coming in, I absolutely, of course I would go to it. But that's not to say that I'm on YouTube for that reason. I'm not, otherwise I wouldn't have lasted so long. But I don't know, I'm just starting to question it at the minute, like what's the best thing to do, basically. And is there like a platform for me within YouTube, which is huge, you know, it's huge. So yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping not to, but I'm just wondering, you know, if it's, you know, if it's something I should do. But absolutely, you know, I would never just come off of YouTube and not say it to anybody. You know, I'm not going to do something like that at all. I'm always going to do lives, things like that. But I'll just catch up. Abil, do you have a YouTube channel? Yes, this, if you're talking to me, yes, this is my YouTube channel. If you just go onto my channel, you'll see it. Rumpelstiltskin, click likes, please. Thank you. Your choice, girl. Either way, you will always slay. Thank you. Everyone don't need makeup. Everyone is beautiful. Yes, Ebony, I think we've said that, haven't we? You don't need makeup. None of us do. But I think sometimes it just builds your confidence. But absolutely, I totally agree. Nobody needs makeup. Absolutely, 100%. This is just something that people like to do, but it definitely doesn't mean that you have to do it or that you need it. I completely agree with you on that. Kenneth, God, prayer and love and light. Okay. Abdil, good holiday. Okay. So this is just the Rimmel, guys. This is the 001. This is what it comes in. So this little clear packaging here. Just the bronzer, and it's 00 Sunlight. And all it's going to do is just kind of set what we've done here and keep it locked in, basically. And I'm going to go back and use the same contour brush because that's going to cover the same area we did. If I went in with a bigger brush, it would kind of cover areas that the drops didn't get, and then it would kind of just look too kind of messy. But guys, you know, I love coming on and chatting to you guys. I think a lot of us have lots in common. I think that it's good to find people online, particularly in the age that we're in now. Everything is online, and with school and work, a lot of people just don't have the time to socialize. So this has become almost like a social platform for people. So not just people that are influencers, people that watch and interact, it's their social platform as well. So I really appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, you know. And I've loved the kind of friendships we've all kind of started to create here on live as well. So I do really appreciate it, guys, to everybody. Kenneth Grindley, hello. Ebony Paxton, what are you being for Halloween? I have to bring the guys in support work to a party during the day. That says it all. But no, I'm not. I don't have any plans. If I was to, it would be Wednesday or Morticia Adams. I love Morticia Adams. I think she's amazing. If I was going to go to a Halloween party, it would be Morticia Adams. I just love the Adams family. Ebony, just like you, I've got brown hair. Okay. Tassos, this week almost every shift ended in verbal fights and anger on the bus back home. It gets under your skin no matter how stoic you think you've become. Oh my goodness. Yes, I've that's awful, Tassos. It's because you're coming home so late as well. It doesn't, or early in the morning, whichever way you put it, it doesn't help, does it? Oh my goodness, Tassos, that's not good for you to see, is it? Especially after what, you know, after your day. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's not good. I've seen that on the buses too, or people just start talking to you randomly and you don't know who they are. And like, because you've got like an hour to go on the bus, you have to sit there and listen to them. And it's kind of like they could be, you know, yeah, I've been there, but it's awful to feel, you know, that way, you know. But maybe now that you're on day shifts, Tassos, that you won't see that as much now. Are you permanently on day shifts now, or are they just kind of changing it around for a while? No, I mean at work, and I ride the bus home feeling disappointed. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not good. No. I think when people, you know, travel kind of either are pedestrians or on the bus like we are, they almost have a completely different interaction when they go to work. Whereas if someone sat in their car and they're driving, it's so different. And we just have a different view of the world. I think it makes us more, it does make us open-minded, but also unfortunately it makes us vulnerable as well. So it's kind of, you know, one of those things. But no, I really do understand that. Ebony, you look slay. Thank you. Aaron Connolly, you are beautiful. Thank you, Aaron. Tassos, you look like the Morticia, but the Caroline Jones version. I don't know who she is, but I'll look her up. Kenneth, greetings from rainy Scotland. Okay, I think I've been there once, but I'd like to go again. Life with Olivia. Hello, Olivia. Rumpelstiltskin, I've got nothing to contribute, so I'm just lurking. You always have something to contribute, Rumpelstiltskin. Don't worry, you do. Ebony, I've already watched 7 videos and liked them all. Oh, thank you. Ebony, I'm going to go now because I feel really sick. Oh, I hope you get better. I really sympathize with you, Ebony. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope you do feel better soon. It's the worst thing, isn't it, when it's your stomach. Okay, so this is just the NYX Buttermelt Blush Professional, and this is Feeling Butter. They came out with like 20 of them, guys. These are huge. You're welcome, Ebony. Do take care. Aaron, where are you from? I'm from Dublin in Ireland, but I'm living in England at the minute. But I'm from Dublin in Ireland. Okay, so as we saw before, guys, these are really strong. So we're just going to be super, super gentle and then blend it in if we need to with a bigger buffing blush. Buffing blush, buffing brush. You can see I'm tired. That's what 1 hour sleep gets you guys. But Tassos, I understand the mentality of you wanting to have more of a normal kind of experience, whereas you're in a country where it is a holiday destination. So for sure you're not gonna have a break from that kind of customer, because wherever you work, you know, where you live is a holiday destination. So I totally get that. Okay, guys, so I didn't even have to go in twice. These are really strong. This is it's called Shimmering Terracotta, and it is Feeling Butter. I'm from Aaron Connolly. I'm from Ireland too. I was trying to figure out your accent. It's a really weird accent me and my brother have, because my dad left for America quite when I was quite young, and so my mum and dad split. So I went from Ireland to America constantly, and so did my brother stayed. So it's like I have a weird, not really specific of a county in Ireland accent, but I'm from Ireland, if you know what I mean. So yes. Where are you from in Ireland, Aaron? Kenneth, the more monotonous the job, the more easily jaded it becomes. Yes. Kenneth, staying in weed is chilled. Okay. Okay. I'm just making sure I haven't missed anyone that has said hello. Okay. Okay, so I've just blended that in, guys. It doesn't take a lot, so you do get a lot with these. I've got the berry one as well, which I did in my last live, and do take a look at the review I did on my longer form content section. I did a review of Side by Side, so that was quite good. County Tyrone. Oh wow. Why have you got a little sad face next to that? Yeah, I think because I studied over here, Aaron, and then I planned to go back, and it just didn't really all work out. By the time I did go back, all my friends had kind of gone their own way, and I just knew I had more kind of things here, so I came back out of kind of necessity, I think. But if I could go back, I think I would have stayed in Ireland. You know, if that's going way back, if I kind of could look over it again, because you do have all your family back there, and the further away from your family you are, the probability of kind of not seeing them grows and grows and grows. So for sure. Um, so we're going to be improvising today on the brows, guys, because I still haven't received, even though I received the e.l.f. Curler ones, the brow pencil hasn't arrived yet, so we're going to be improvising. Rumpelstiltskin, but there are millions of people stuck in such situations because of some responsibilities. Yeah, absolutely, but it's so hard to take to kind of, I find I have to kind of pull myself out of feeling sorry for myself, because I get that way, and I have to pull myself out of it, basically. Kenneth, God, prayer, love and light, absolutely. Tassos, so you slept for only 1 hour. Yes, I did last night. I couldn't, yeah, it was awful, honestly. Yeah. Kenneth, greetings from rainy Scottish. Okay. So what we're going to do is use a eye shadow color for the brows, guys, because as I said, it hasn't arrived yet. This came today, but the joining kind of pencil for the brows didn't. So yeah, we're stuck to trying to find a color that's going to match the brows, but that will all hopefully be eliminated when I've got basically on the back of my ear there is a brow tint being tested, and I have to keep it on for 48 hours, and if I don't get a reaction, I'm able to put it on my brows. And basically a brow tint means that you don't have to keep going back in with brow pencil or brow gel, and it just stays on for about 6 weeks. And with this particular one you get 12 applications. So if you think about it, if one application gives you 6 weeks worth of brows color and you get 12 applications, that's going to keep you going for a while. But they said before you use it, they recommend doing like a patch test behind the ear. So that's what's on at the minute. So if all goes well, this Saturday video will be the brow tint, and we won't have to be doing this, going into palettes to try and find, you know, a color. I'll just catch up, guys, and then I'm going to have some water. I agree, Rumpel. Yeah. It is hard though, guys, not to, you know, give yourself some I feel like we all feel guilty if we feel sorry for ourselves, but we shouldn't. I think that's like something that, someone says, oh, somebody else could have it worse. So they absolutely could, but still give yourself that kind of realization that, yes, I am recognizing that I'm not doing well. I'm not doing good. I've got somebody right now that I'm speaking to, guys, one of my very, very good family members of my family. And they're at a point where they can't really even, like they said to me the other day, even showering is difficult. And I've been there. I've definitely been there. And so, like, just don't let other people say to you, oh, it could be worse, because actually you might not be going through the most horrendous thing somebody else thinks, but for you it is. So always just recognize it. That's what I feel like. Just recognize what you're feeling. Rumpelstiltskin, are the brick and mortar stores for makeup and stuff anymore? I barely see them nowadays. Yes, they are. There's like, I don't know about over there, but over here there's like MAC and Clarins and I don't know, Charlotte Tilbury. So yeah, they all are still here. My mum as well, thank you, Tassos, if that's what you're talking to me. She's doing well. She's here at Christmas. All shifted to online platforms. No, they haven't. But I'm sure there is a lot of online, more online availability than there is in store. Because they all have online versions of their store anyway. So okay. I needed that water. Right, so we're going to find a neutral brown like we did before. And thank you all, for joining me tonight, guys. You don't know how much it means when I come on and I see regulars is amazing. And always, if you're new here, guys, feel like you can always come back for sure. But I feel like we've started to grow a little kind of community somewhat. So, I do appreciate you guys being here. So we're going to go in with this. This is, was it masked? I think it was masked we went into the last time. Just to cover the brows, just to kind of get them a bit more kind of shaped. I'm going to go in with my double-ended brow brush from Morphe. And I'm going to take the kind of shaded side. You can see the color we used from the last time. Yeah. So let's just have a quick look. Okay. I'm going to go in here. You can see it on screen. And all I'm going to do is start with the smaller end of the brush and just start just bringing that up the brow. You can see it just kind of makes it look a little bit more put together. But this is what the brow color will do. It'll stay on for 6 weeks once I don't have a reaction. I think if I haven't had a reaction by now, so I very much doubt I'm going to have a reaction. I put it on at like 2 o'clock today, so and nothing's happened. So Kenneth Grindley, God, prayer, love and light. Greetings from rainy Scottish. What part of Scotland are you in, Kenneth? I'd love to visit again. I only visited once, but it was to see someone's apartment, and then I had to leave again. So it wasn't like I went around the whole of Scotland. It was to, they were moving basically, and we went in. So yeah, it wasn't like a kind of a touristy time, Okay, I'm going to take some more water. Water everywhere, not a single from to drink, just a random prose to increase channel interaction. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't even know that you could do that, but thank you for that. Okay, so we've got the base on, and if you know what I do, if you've been on, I kind of set everything just before we go in with any eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm just going to, I realize I've just gotten that piece of hair as well, which wasn't planned, but that's what 1 hour of sleep does to you. That wasn't planned at all. So at least that's the least thing that could happen anyway. It's not the worst. You'd like to go to Scotland, the rolling hills. Yes, I'd love to visit Edinburgh again and just kind of see more of it, basically. I'd love to go there. So today I was going to go more, stay away from the purples and pinks and kind of go for more of a yellow kind of, not yellow, I would say medium brown kind of cream look. These two here, because I think that can be really good for autumn too. I'm trying to stick to autumn, but I do want to kind of have a little bit of color in there too. We went for these the last time, and I think there's just a lot of things you can do. So what I'm going to do is cut the crease, and if you don't know what cut the crease means, it means that you just take an fluffy eyeshadow brush, and you start from here where the crease, where it defines here, and you start to kind of just blend that color in, and it separates the top and the bottom. So we're going to go in with Masked, and I'm going to get my e.l.f. fluffy brush, and then I will catch up with the comments. I look so tired, guys. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I generally, it's weird, I kind of talk to you guys and I don't actually look at myself in the sense of staring, and I've just seen how tired I look. Okay, I definitely need sleep. Okay, so this is a Masked. It's kind of a medium brown. And we're going to just start, I'm looking in a mirror, we're just starting here and bringing that not all the way in because we don't want it to look too dark and pull our eyes down, but we're just getting that color to where we want it. And then I'll catch up with the comments. So that if you have the Passions palette from Revolution, this color is called Masked. They're all named. Okay. Now I didn't go in to the inner corner for a reason, guys, and you'll see in a moment why. Okay, Tassos, I remember I was in Edinburgh in August 2026, and it felt like November. 2016, okay, yeah, no, it's cold, it gets cold there, yeah. It's very cold in England anyway, but yeah, it gets cold, for sure. I was in August, God, a couple of years ago now, and it certainly felt cold. It definitely felt cold. Okay, so as you can see, I haven't gone all the way in, because what we're going to do is go in with a brighter color right on the inner corner of the eye. Oh, I like gloomy weather, Tassos. I fit right in. So this is Sham, and what we're going to do is just put it on the inner corners of the eye, and you'll see how it just lifts the eye in a moment. Man, the coffee shops had Christmas decorations, and it made sense with that weather. Yeah, the weather is really cold, really, really cold. Ireland, my mum is living in Wexford, near the coast, near Rosslare, and that is freezing in winter, absolutely freezing. So you can see it just lifts up the eye completely, if you can look at both sides. So that's what we want. You want a little bit of light and dark, but we don't want dark to take over too much. But I really wanted to go to a music festival this summer, but I didn't get to, and I wanted to. Okay, so I'm just deepening that brightness there because we are going to go out with the with the outer corner with a different one. Tassos, and of course the best soundtrack was Porcupine Tree, Rumpelstiltskin Walks with Ireland, and boy bands, Something in the Water there. I think we just have a lot of musical talents, I think. Our music is in our blood, I think. We got the Corrs, the Cranberries, U2. I could go on, but I think we're just, and also, guys, from a very young age, music is part of our culture, even in school. It's huge. It's kind of, so, you know. Oh, Boyzone, yes. I fainted at a Boyzone concert when I was 12, actually, with my mom. She had to catch me in the audience because I had a huge crush on Shane Lynch. If people are looking at me, they probably don't look at or and don't know Boyzone. They probably have no idea who I'm talking about. But when Boyzone came out, I absolutely had a crush on Shane Lynch. Everyone was like either into Ronan or Stephen, and I had no interest. I was more into Shane Lynch, and I saw him in concert with my mum. She got the tickets when I was 12, and when they came on stage, I think I was only about 2 rows back, and I literally fainted when I saw him. Oh God, I used to be kind of, and back then it was like you were either a Take That fan or a Boyzone fan, or you're either a Blur fan or an Oasis fan. It was like, it was really strange. So I'm going to go in with reverse, right on the outer corner. It's coming off a little bit red here, but it's actually more of a deeper brown. And then we're going to blend everything, and all this harshness then will kind of be softened up. Tassos, also this relatively new band, Fontaines. Yeah, for sure. So this is just reverse. Yes, Westlife were Irish, Rumpelstiltskin for sure. Yeah, they were. Two of them are radio DJs in Dublin now. Are not. I don't know their names. One of them has completely gone off the grid. But two of them are radio DJs basically in Ireland. Ronan Keating from Boyzone has lots of jobs. He's a presenter over here for one of the really popular TV shows. I think it's BBC One's 6 o'clock show or 7 o'clock show, and he's also a DJ and stuff. So they've all gotten their little kind of bits and pieces after their fame. Okay, so we're just going to start to blend this out so it doesn't look so harsh. Then we're going to go in again one more time with that white, because I can see on this side it's not as intense. I'm going to take some water first though. But for me, when I was growing up, I was a Skunk Anansie fan, the Cranberries fan, Jewel, which is, whoa, I went through a Jewel phase, and Alanis Morissette, that was and Oasis. So that was basically my musical genre. But when I was much younger, I liked Boyzone and all that kind of thing. But okay, we're going to go one more time, just particularly with the white on this side, because I can see it's not going over, and it's really important to make them kind of end at the exact same place, because otherwise it's just not going to look right. That's what we're going to do. Kaya, sorry I was not here. That's okay, Kaya. Are you doing okay? How are you doing? I hope you're okay. So as you can see, I'm just bringing it over a little bit more so it looks the same as this side, basically. Are you going to try and catch up on some sleep tonight? When I came home, I had about 4 hours sleep, but yes, I'm going to go to bed shortly after this. I'm going to get lunch ready for tomorrow, jump in the shower, and go to bed. But I had about 3 or 4 hours sleep when I came home. Ronan had a nice voice. He moved to Australia, Got Talent. He was with, no, I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm thinking of Westlife. He was with Delta Goodrum. That's the guy in Westlife. Kaya, oh, Tassos, you said how I am doing, and I am doing good. What about you? Kaya, and yes, I'm good. Hi, Aidan, again. How are you doing, Aidan, today? Okay, so we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to curl my lashes now. I actually haven't even taken it out of the packaging, guys. And then we'll go in with mascara. I've got a couple of, these are the e.l.f. Smushy Lip Balms, and you can see the review I have in my video section. I'm actually going to warm them up on the skin, guys, because if you saw my last review, you would have seen that they do come out a little bit, kind of lumpy with little grits in it. I don't know if it's just mine, but we're going to try two today just to go with this look, because maybe this one will go with this one. Hi, Mom. Okay, Aidan. I don't know what that means. Taz says, that's great, Kai. I'm glad you're okay. Rumpelstiltskin, my team time roommate was Ronan fanatic, hence I've got a grudge. And with both that roommate and Ronan. Oh, wow. What happened with the roommate, or should I ask? Now, guys, if this doesn't open properly, I might just go ahead and do mascara. I was never a fan of Ronan Keating. I was more Shane Lynch. He's not as known as the other guys. He went into kind of Formula One afterwards, actually, and he went into driving and mechanics and things like that. So he took a completely different route after Boyzone split up. Okay, so we've got it here. This is the new one. I say the new one, but it's still got its attachment to it. Okay. We're just gonna... So Aidan, are you telling me that I look like your mom? Because that's quite concerning. Okay, so this is just the e.l.f. eye curler, the great thing about it is it has a kind of cushion effect here, so it's not going to hurt the lashes. I always say get one like that. The last one I had was from Elf 2, and it was a lasted me for at least 4 or 5 years. So I'm just going to do this and then take some water. I've been saying I want to take some water for a while now, but I just keep talking. Okay. You, Tassos, if you put a sad face. Have I missed a comment or something? Sorry, have you got a... Oh, and he was a judge on the X Factor Australia, my bad. I don't even know, because if you're talking about Ronan, I didn't really keep up with what he did, but I just know that he had got, he might not now, but he did have like a, I think it was called the 7 o'clock show or something, where he kind of hosted it, and he would like interview celebrities and stuff. But I don't know like what he's doing now. I have no idea. Kaya, I just got a new phone because my old phone had a black line and I couldn't see anything. Oh my goodness. I remember a couple of years ago I dropped a phone once, and it had like a clear crack right across, and that was really frustrating. So I'm just curling the lashes, and I always do say, guys, curling your lashes does about 60 or 70% of the work as a mascara would. Kenneth, I'm from Dunfermline, a small city. Okay. Do you like living there? So I'm literally just keep on going with this, guys, for a few minutes, and then I will do the mascara. You just learned how to edit, Kaya. Okay. Is it a better phone? Is it like a more up-to-date phone? Or is it just that the other one it's the same phone, just not cracked? I'm just going to find the mascara. This is the Rimmel Scandaleyes Wow Wings. And I'm just going to take some water. But let me know, guys, if you'd like me to come on tomorrow. Ebony, I hope you do. If you're looking back on this, I really hope you're feeling better soon, because when you have stomach problems, it's not nice at all. And it's really hard to sleep as well. Okay. Okay, so this is the Rimmel Scandaleyes Wow Wings, or Wow Wings, whichever you say it. I'm just going to check settings because something's come up about comments. Sorry. It's faster. That's really good, Kaya. That's what you need for sure. Okay, so this is what it looks like. That's kind of what the spoolie looks like. I'm thinking, given that I'm not having a reaction to this, basically I put up a post earlier, guys, that the Eyelure Tinted Brow gel came in the post, but it said, oh good god, okay, we've got like kids here, guys, seriously, hang on a second, seriously, you're just going to be removed. If he comes back, I'm gonna, sorry guys, I hope nobody saw that, but it's your dad's, but he didn't use it. Okay, well that's good, because then it's something you have. Tassos, I will watch tomorrow's live afterwards. Okay, I just thought I'd start to do Thursdays to see if that was kind of a good time to come on too, because I am in work, but not, I get off at like 2:30, so it would be really easy to kind of do a live on a Thursday. Okay, so I'm just going to take this here. Just keeping an eye on those comments, guys. Sorry. So you can see what I mean. When you do curl the lashes, it really does help the process of mascara. Are you able to bring your phone to school, Kaya? Or is it like where you have to give some schools you have to give your phone in and then you get it, or else you have to keep it in a locker if you've got a locker. And then some schools are fine with it. But I know a lot of schools over here, they either have like a box that they put it in, which is quite strict, I think. I think they should just all have their own lockers and just keep it in a locker. Okay. So what are you doing if you were doing something? For me, I'm going to be assembling wardrobes in the next couple of days, which I know sounds very boring. But the 2 rooms upstairs need wardrobes. My mum is coming at Christmas and the bed and everything is fine, you know, but she needs wardrobes. Women need wardrobes. Everybody needs wardrobes, but yeah, we need to do that this weekend. Tonight it's quite late here, so I won't be doing much. Just getting ready for tomorrow. Just gonna curl that other lash. Take the last of the water. I hope you're okay, Tassos. That's gone. That's the first time in a live I've actually finished one, so that's good. Good going. Okay. Okay. So you can see the difference, guys. It just kind of lifts it, and you can go as many times as you want to, but Kaya, just a question. Why do you do makeup so late? And yes, it can take it to school, but it comes in a box because we don't have locks. Okay. For me, it's like 8 o'clock, so it's not in the UK. It's not that late. But I guess depending where you're looking at, it might be later. But it's only when I started, it was only like 8 o'clock. So I guess it depends on what time zone you're in or where you're watching. So it's probably only about 10, maybe 6 minutes past 9 now. But I guess it depends where you're at. If you're an hour ahead or 2 hours ahead, then it's a little bit later. But okay. So just going to do the other eye. Just going to curl the lashes. I'll just do this first, actually, guys. I'm just going to go straight in with mascara, actually, because I do need to get those lip balms out. Thank you for the love hearts, guys. I think 7 o'clock was just when I come home from work. I'm trying to do everything, get dinner and stuff sorted. Sometimes it's just a little bit too early for me. Whoa, it's 10 for you. Yeah, okay. So it's late. Yeah, you should for sure, Kaya. When it gets to kind of a place where there's so many things I'm doing in the house. So I tried the 7, which was really good for a while, but then there's still things I have to do. So usually that hour, I just use that hour to get things done. So that's why it comes on at 8. But I get it, if you're 2 hours ahead, it's going to be super late for you. So I appreciate that, Kaya. I do appreciate that. Thank you for the love hearts. I can see that in my... So that's it, guys. Now you can keep on going if you want to, but I think given that it is alive and it's not pre-recorded where I could keep going and then come back, I won't do that. So what we'll do now is just close this and go in with a lip balm. Okay, it's getting warm. So we're not actually too far off finishing this live now, guys. Apart from tomorrow, my next live is Sunday, which I can probably do a bit earlier. Sunday, weekends, hopefully everyone's a little bit freer. So we're not mostly in work, I don't think, or school. So 7 o'clock on a Sunday would be actually absolutely fine. Okay, so we're just gonna, these are the NYX Smushy Lip Balms, and I got a set of 4. I was thinking of the eye look I was doing. I'm thinking one of these is probably going to suit. So this one is in Squeeze and Sizzle, and this one is Soft Sorbet. So I do have an actual video on kind of reviewing them all, but what we're gonna do, what I didn't do is I didn't kind of warm it to my hand, and that's what I probably should have done, because if you look at the video, it was coming out quite like lumpy and stuff. So this is what it looks like. It's like a tube like that. And we're just gonna thank Kaya. It's okay, I understand. But Sundays, Kaya, actually for 7 o'clock, it's just given me an idea. They're fine because like no one's in school or work usually. just during the week, 8 o'clock tends to be when I can come on. So let's just rub that in, guys. We might try that one. Is that going to work? I don't think so. But that's what you get. That's the kind of level of color you get. Yeah, look at that, guys. Yeah, so the more you put it on, the stronger it gets. But I think just given, I got something on my, what have I got here? Guys, that's so weird. What is that? Like, nothing even happened. Okay. Got something here. That's so strange. Okay. Random. Okay, so yes, I don't think we'll go with that, guys. I just don't. I think we'll go with the darker one. But what we'll do is warm it up, because then it kind of will brighten up on the skin, and then we'll go from there. So do you still fall okay if you do not want to answer? I haven't since the last time, Kaya. Thankfully, so I haven't, which is really, really good. It kind of happens randomly, so I don't really know when it's going to happen, but I haven't since the last time, since the MRI. Miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. Another Prost, I think. Tassos, your hand is very steady though for being so sleep deprived. Well, I got, as I said before, when I came home, I got about 4 hours sleep. Tassos is kind of subdued today. Are you tired, Tassos? That's why I asked, was he okay? I kind of felt that as well. Yeah. If not, Tassos, at least you know there's people here that are asking if you're okay. Kenneth Grindley, it's sad that I can't get girls. Okay. Right. Okay. Rumpelstiltskin. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. So this is Squeeze and Sizzle. So we're gonna put that. Actually smells really like candy. So we're just gonna pop that one there. You'll see this is quite dark, and this is why I hesitated to put this one on and wanted the orange one. But the orange one I think is just not going to go with the look. So what would, can you see what I mean, guys? Can you see how that came out? Can you imagine if I'd have put that on my lips? It doesn't come out like a normal lip balm. It's really kind of gloopy. So that's why I've started to do that. So so we'll warm it up and let's have a look here. I think this is the best way to apply them, guys, because now if you're saying would you advise getting them, I actually wouldn't, guys. I would not advise getting them. I know but they went viral a couple of months ago. But actually, if you were to ask me, even should I get one? No, the reason being they really do come out lumpy. And if I hadn't I learned from experience to put that on my hand. But can you imagine if I hadn't have just straight away put that on my lips, it would have gone everywhere. So for me, they're not worth it, to be honest. I just want to try and use them up and see. And this was my idea today. Maybe, can you imagine, guys, you wouldn't be doing this all day. You wouldn't have time to reapply this constantly. So I don't mean to complain, but I wouldn't advise it. Tassos, I'm really, really tired, guys, and I'm sad that I have to go back there tomorrow. It seems like it's really getting to you, Tassos. I'm really sorry to hear that. Rumpelstiltskin's just getting water. It's, yeah. Especially when it's nights and things like that and days, and it takes up all of your time. I guess as well, you know, you're not. Are you still in the hotel, Tassos? I'm sorry you're going through that. It's the, you know, when you have a job that you just know is going to be like, for me, I always know if I'm going to be, depending on the amount of hours I work and how the day is going to be busy, what's kind of set up for the day, then I'll know. But you're not bringing us down, Tassos, don't worry. Absolutely not. As I say, this is why I come on. You know, makeup is amazing, as we all say, but like Ebony said earlier on, it's not necessary. And I do lives to kind of interact with you guys, so I certainly don't feel sorry about saying how you feel, because it does sound like your job is super, super kind of highly pressurized job. So absolutely, you don't have to apologize. You're not bringing us down. We're here to help you if we can. I know we can't always, you know, ideally help you, but we're here to listen, definitely. Okay. So guys, this is kind of what you end up with. Well, I might stay on for a little bit. Yes, Kaya, I think as part of his work, he stays in a hotel due to his location. So I think that's what he does. And then I might just put some oil over that, guys, as well. This is just the Revolution lip pad oil, and it's very hydrating. So Kaya, I like your top. It's cute and you are so pretty. Oh, thank you. I've had it for about a year now, actually. It kind of comes in at the waist, but it's like it's not when you're, it's just nice kind of little pretty top. I don't wear it often. So you can see, even guys, where I've applied it, it hasn't even evened out. So I just wouldn't advise those, guys. I might even declutter them. Okay. So this is kind of what you end up with. But would I recommend these? Probably not. Packaging is very sweet and everything, guys, but I think they put more thought into the packaging and what it looked like than into the actual quality of the product. Now, I love NYX, don't get me wrong. They're a very good brand, but I don't think these are worth it. They're really not, guys. And don't get fooled by all the colors and oh my god, because when you saw what we had to do, we had to really work with that. So, yeah, for me, I would say try to invest your money in maybe like an actual lipstick, because I think that's where you're going to get more value for money, basically. So yeah, they'll be being decluttered, I think. Kaya, cool, I want to do that. Okay, one more thing. They told me it's time to move into the real accommodation. Okay, it's not too far from the hotel. I arrived with my suitcase and they said there was a mistake with communication. What? So did you actually go to so you went to the accommodation? Did they not let you stay then? They said there was a mistake. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Tassos, that sounds like such a nightmare. You arrive with your suitcase and everything, and then they tell you there was a mistake. So have you found out since then if you're going to have accommodation? Because for you, I know you were really looking forward to sort of, moving out of that hotel experience and living. I know that you were thinking of sharing with somebody. I'm really sorry, Tassos, because it's not on for them to kind of say one thing and then do another. So I had to go back to the hotel and go to work at 3 o'clock like nothing happened. And then that was probably on your mind all day. So you're still in the hotel then. So are you waiting to hear back from them for an update, or that must have been so disappointing. Absolutely. I'm really sorry to hear that. And for you to actually have your suitcase ready and be there, and then they say that's not very professional of them, is it? After all the hard work you do, So have you heard back at all? I'll just check the chat filter for a second. Oh, sorry, my dad came, Kaya. What happened? Kaya, Tassos has been working in the service industry, and what they did is they gave him a hotel to stay in, and he's now been given accommodation, or what he thought was accommodation. And when he got there, he had a suitcase, and they said that there was a miscommunication, and he wasn't staying there, so he had to go all the way back and then start work again at 3 o'clock, like nothing happened. So I think where he works give him accommodation in a hotel, but they were able to then, well, they said they were able to give him actual accommodation, like I assume an apartment or a house. But when he got there with his suitcase, they said there's been a mistake, and so we had to go all the way back to the hotel, put his suitcase down, and then go to work. So I think yeah, that sounds what's happened. Rumpelstiltskin, you know it works for me, what I call negative encouragement. I think the less fortunate ones, people who've lost limbs, stuck in war, suffered losses, kids who die young, we're the lucky ones. Absolutely. When you think of it that way, for sure. Completely like what we know is going on in the world right now, for sure. It came from the chef's lips. He just apologized and I got forgotten. Oh my God, Tassos. So you're still waiting, basically, to hear about accommodation. Wow. Kaya, that is rude. Yeah, absolutely. So is there like a system where people get some people are ahead of others, or is it like a system where if how do they do the kind of accommodation in terms of the employers? Do they or employees? No, I'm waiting to stack some more cash and yeah, get out. That sounds like a good idea. Kaya, but they can't just do that. No, it's very unfortunate, isn't it? But some people some employers can get away with things like that, and it's very unfortunate. Did they give it to somebody? I presume what they did is they gave it to a different employee and promised the both of you, and obviously one of you actually was miscommunicated. So I take it you're not being considered for another more accommodation. Oh, Tassos, I'm sorry about that, but I agree with Rumpelstiltskin too. Rumpelstiltskin, I can feel the stress radiating from Tassos. Absolutely, I feel for you, Tassos, because the one thing that we all need is to be able to come home. Our lives and our jobs are so complicated and stressful. What we depend on and what's a necessity, a basic necessity, is to be able to have somewhere we can call home and just lay down and know, okay, this is where I am. I don't have to worry about this, that, the other, and when that's not there, or you've been promised something, or you're in the middle of kind of trying to shuffle it all together, and you think you have it and you don't, it's very unsettling. I think that's that's the nicest way I can say it online, is very unsettling. I know, Kaya, I don't think I understand your question, Kira, but the accommodation is still not ready for most of us, at least. Oh, I just meant, had they prioritized like somebody else instead of you, or had they got a number of accommodations that they maybe could have put you somewhere else. That's all what I meant with that. Rumpelstiltskin, I'm laughing because I've been there. Okay, Aiden, what is your name? Okay, Rumpelstiltskin, what's up, Aiden? How are you doing? Okay. Right. I think I've run out of my water, actually, guys. Why don't I do my tidy up here instead of going off straight away? Just gonna pop stuff away here, guys, while we're chatting. Again, it's always good to chat to you, Tassos. I really do hope that it becomes something you can kind of either get accommodation, or if you can't, I think you've got a very good plan. And hopefully that plan works out. I think it will. Have to have hope, don't we? Aiden, come with me quickly. Okay. Full toss, bonjour, madame. I don't know if you're Jesus or Jesus. Jesus, stunning. Okay. Okay, guys. So the makeup is done. Sorry. I do hope everyone, as much as you can. I know what it's like when you've got a job that you just don't really even want to go back to. It's that stressful. Um, sleep deprivation, which we all seem to be suffering from, those of us that are working. It all just ties into your mental health. So Tassos, I do really, really feel for you. Um, I'm glad, Tassos, that you can now have day shifts, which is good. Rumpelstiltskin, you know, of all the 4 places I worked in official jobs, I quit without serving notice period. I would love to be able to do that, but I can't. I would have to go to a job from a job. My mum always said, always leave a job to a job. She always gave me, and I always remember that. I always remember that. So I've never been in the situation where I can just say, maybe if I lived at home and I hated something, I could just, yeah, go. But I'm not, um, not able to do that. Um, Tassos, I must have blocked this Aiden because I can't read what he says, but from your reactions, I can guess. Okay, Kenneth, I think maybe you've answered your own question with that. Um, Unofficially, I've rage quit a lot more. I mean, I'd love to be able to go in and say how I feel and just leave, but I would love to be able to do that. So I envy people who can do that, but I can't. Um, okay, what we're going to do is just line the bottom lashes before we go. I'm going to go back into that palette, which is the Revolution Passions palette. Going to get my liner brush. But I'd love to be able to kind of walk out. Don't get me wrong, I have let me just check something, guys. So I think we're just got a spammer with Kenneth Grindley because he's talking about God, prayer, love, and light, and then he's talking about women. So I think we'll give him a few more times, and then I think, given that there's lots of different age groups here, which I like, I really do welcome that. We'll see if he stays or not. Okay, so Tassos, rage quit is good when you're absolutely sure that there's no other way. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking that too, Tassos, the whole time. Yeah. I've been thinking the same thing. It is called Scotland, not Scottish. Okay. So what we're going to do is go underneath the lash line with reverse. This one right here. Going to get that liner brush. Okay. I'm just going to get my little mirror. And then I think we'll be finished. But I'll stay on with you guys. And that just kind of makes it look a bit more smokier and more nighttime. You could go day to night. So it's coming off a bit red on screen, but actually it's brown. But we're going again on the other side. Rumpelstiltskin, trust me, I would have rage quit more often or earlier if I had the credentials like education. I only got skill and experience. Well, there's a lot to be said for skill and experience, believe me. There's people out there with degrees and masters, and they don't have as much common sense or experience than other people. So don't talk yourself down, honestly. Tassos, guys, thank you for listening to me. I feel better, believe it or not. I hope you do, Tassos. And you can always come here for, just somewhere to talk, to be listened to. We can always all be like that for one another. I think is quite good. So even if you're somebody who comes on my lives but doesn't necessarily have an interest in makeup or look at my longer form content, at least you know then that the lives, we can always kind of interact and chat. Okay. That's kind of the look you get, guys. I would love to stay, guys, and chat more about this because I think we could, but I really would. I hope it gets better for you too, Tassos. Rumpelstiltskin has said, cheers at Tassos. Hope it only gets better from here. I do too, Tassos. And I think all of us, sometimes we all work in a workplace where we're just not recognized for who we are, me included. And I think that it's hard sometimes when you come home to feel energized and good about yourself again. So I definitely, Tassos, I'm sending lots of love to you. I hope that the rest of the week goes well. Um, what I'm going to do now before the pictures is just take this matte fix, because I can see that it's looking a little bit oily, and I think that's just the heat of the lamps with the makeup. So this is the Revolution Matte Fix Oil Control Fixing Spray. But yes, all of you guys, I hope you have a good rest of your week. I will be on tomorrow, but if there's going to be a situation where you can't make it, Sunday I'm on live again at 8 o'clock. So you're welcome, Tassos. So the pictures will be in the photo section quite shortly. Tassos, Rumpelstiltskin, Ebony, Kaya, Aiden, Kenneth will give you a second try, Jesus, all of you guys and people who haven't commented but have been here or I have forgotten, I do want to say thank you for coming on tonight. Always appreciated. Rumpelstiltskin, here is the parting quote. There's always light at the end of the tunnel, more often than not. It's an oncoming train. I love that, actually. I'm gonna remember. I might get that framed for the house. It's a very good one. Yeah. And it's very true. But absolutely, you've cheered us up. Thank you, Rumpelstiltskin. Guys, have a really, really good rest of your week. I do hope to come on tomorrow at 8 o'clock, as I said before. If there's any change, I will always put up a post. So, guys, take care. Again, as I said before, have a great week, and the pictures will be up in the post section shortly. Always follow the polls. I have polls up at the minute, and I'm always doing a longer form content video every week. As I said, I do have a tester for the Eyelure brow tint at the back of my ear, because it said 48 hours. So that will be up on Saturday. So guys, I'll see you on Sunday if I don't get to go on tomorrow. Have a great week, guys, and have a good sleep, everybody. I hope you sleep well. And I'll see you very soon. Bye, guys.